there you go. We're already live sa YouTube, sir. Good morning. Have you invited your
Hello,
guest,
good morning.
sir? Yes. Madungog ra
How's
ka,
my
sir, no?
audio? Is it good?
Yes, you're perfectly audible, Ajud, sir. Okay, welcome.
Okay.
Let me just
Good
check.
morning, Architect Ninya. So it's a pleasure to be part of this forum this morning. I have invited some few individuals, so I'm not sure if they're here right now. But I guess you have also your own invite. So it's a good Saturday morning. So let's proceed with our forum.
Okay. Thank you for that, sir. I'm also grateful for you, sir. Thank you for accepting our invitation from Skina, Architect Montebon. Wait, let me just check your uh the audio, sir, ha, if madungog ka. Kay with the last recording sa ako, umanggod nadungog. I'm just checking. Okay, okay, madungog ra ka. Okay, good.
Okay, okay. Once more. Um, Mic test, mic test. Is it good?
Yes.
Is it clear?
Yes, sir. Yes,
Okay.
sir.
Oh,
Okay.
okay. Let's do this.
Yes. Here we go. So, welcome. Welcome to our last segment of how human architects thrive in the AI economy. So, I am sharing here a whiteboard. So, this is an interactive session of sharing stories about architecture with our guest speaker. Okay, ra sir, ato off sa imong cam para surprise
Okay.
reveal ba sa
Sure, sure,
intro.
sure. Wait.
Okay, so just an introduction. These are the events that we have conducted previously. We have four episodes and four sessions, and now we are on to our fourth session, which is the form follows market. Why are we doing this at Skina? We are able to see what's happening with the AI revolution that is happening right now. A lot of us are affected, especially professionals and homeowners, our people. So here's the question: how do we, as professionals, sustain our career? How do people help distinguish which is AI and which is more human? So it's more on helping each other, helping the people, the community. How do we make reliable professionals more recognizable today? Okay, so our focus is your story, your experience as human beings. All right, so we're bridging that gap. Welcome again. I'm your host, by the way. I have a diverse experience in real estate and architecture, and I'm architect Anina. Welcome, everyone. I'm also the founder of Skina. So we started a humble start with the help of international startup organizers. So we started here, and then now we are here continuously doing our mission. All right. And now with our program is just quick, concise, and relevant for what you will learn today. So we're gonna start with the purpose, the story, and then what's the takeaway that you can learn for this session. All right. With that, we hope that you will learn from different perspectives around the world that we have collected based on real world experiences. Okay, and now I'm going to introduce our guest speaker from the Philippines. He is a full time instructor in the architecture department, which is also my alma mater. Truly grateful to be part of it. And the principal architect of Empathy Architecture, and of course, his experience He has 25 years of professional practice in design and build. So, our guest speaker is no other than Architect Jonathan Montebon. Welcome. Welcome, sir.
Hello.
Okay.
Hello. Good
Yes.
morning, everyone. So I'm delighted for being part of this forum this Saturday, and uh, I'm nervous actually. And this has a global audience, Manila, so I have to behave. Well, I hope this morning's event would be an interesting one and insightful one for everybody, for the all audiences around the world. No, um, yeah. So, um, good
Yes.
morning.
Yes, good morning, sir. Yeah, it's okay, sir. Feel free to relax. You don't have to we don't have to feel too tense for today because this is a safe space for you to express, for you to share the story that homeowners, our other people who are looking for architects might not know about. So, this is our chance to help them understand, especially those who are not well informed sa atong society. We have that, and it's just a way of bridging these gaps. Okay, so there you go. With Architects Magod, by the way, this is a multilingual forum, sir. Our guests, yes. So feel free you may speak in whichever language that you're comfortable. For the English, you can speak in our dialect, Bisaya or Tagalog, Baron. So just feel free to express whichever language you like. And to support that, I'm also here to show to our audience that with architects we are more onto our visual communication. So in the whiteboard, I'll be just editing some here while you are sharing your thoughts, sir, just to support your ideas, your story. Okay, sir?
Yes.
Okay, that's great. So now let's start with our first topic. Okay, so, with our main topic here, which is form follows market. So, this is about seeing the potential of our city here in Cebu, Philippines. For example, in my case, I'm exposed in real estate and architecture. So, this is to to share that opportunity to those homeowners, property owners that I have met also in the industry who are seeking architects. And this is part of their point of view. So when a homeowner, a property owner would look at the location, they see opportunities and they would also seek professionals to help them develop those opportunities. So here's one, for example, with a project that architect Monty Bon was able to do successfully. We're gonna share the story behind that. Okay, so here it is. This is one of the project of architect Monty Bon. It is called Balayco in Orhelio, which is a dormitory project, right, sir? Dormitory project.
Yeah, that's correct.
Okay. So as you can see here, viewers, audience, this is the bird's eye view of the location of the project. So it's been surrounded by institutions like schools. Di ba, sir? These are the schools around
Yeah.
sa balay ko, sir.
Yes. Yes.
Okay. Which of course it's serving the community, especially the students, right, sir? Ang ni Puyo dito ron, di ba? Or
Yeah. Most of it are students, but some who have graduated already keep their units for their startup uh, journey as young professionals thereafter graduation.
Oh, okay. So not only students, there are also young professionals being served by this project,
Yeah,
sir. Oh,
yeah.
okay. That's interesting. Just to ask, sir, so with this zone ba, unsa ang types sa occupancy sa balay ko? Is it residential, commercial, institutional sa kaninga
Uh,
case?
with that zone that you have pointed out in the map, basically it's a mixed. Right now, it has been a mixed use of residential commercial,
Mm,
and there are one distinct classification there, which is a hospital. No? Uh, I think the Perpetual Hospital.
yes. So it's a mixed use, no? Okay.
Yeah.
Mixed use na area. Okay. So let me just dive get to know more. So let's get to know more about kato. So why man with all the uses? And let's start with how the project came to life. Like why is it built of out of all the other types there? Okay. So I'd like to ask you, sir, how were you able, can you walk us through how were you able to like make the project, like how did that project start? Who was your client? How did you come into agreement? And then what type of role were you able to do as an architect? As well as the finances and the legalities that you have made to make the to start this project.
Okay. To begin with, mostly our projects are repeat projects from the start of a particular client, and then this one was referred to a previous client. So Malaiko is actually the first of a series of dormitory projects that I got since 2016.
Mm,
So basically, Balayco is my first mid-rise dormitory project, and from there off, it has been a an information from the rest of the public that I'm doing dormitory, and uh, it exploded as a kind of a niche project on my case professionally because there are basically there are in our practice there are times that series of projects of the same character would be a season for a few years, and then that becomes your identity. So
mm,
from 2016 and up to now, um, I have been designing pension houses and dormitories in different places. So Balayco, I'm grateful for the entry of Balayco because this has given me the opportunity and the door to be known for this kind of project. So this is a referral project.
referral. Okay. So with the number of years that you have in your industry, sir, so that's the advantage, di ba, sir, when you when you just gain experience, katoy, someone is referred, a client is referred to you. So they know that you are trusted na out of the things that you did before. Right, sir? So,
Yeah, exactly. So uh, one thing that's important if you treat your project, no matter how small it is, if you treat that as your last project and then you will take care of it, and somehow once it done, it becomes your investment to gain more projects in the future.
okay. Yes, that's good to know. So I hope for those young architects who are watching now, so treat your project even small, ha. You take care of it. Okay. How about your clients, sir? Share lang background. What type of client ba for this that ask help?
Okay, so it's interesting when I first met the client. Actually, we always do coffee meetings, and up to now, we're
Mm,
doing it. It has become our bonding meeting, bonding and search, no. And
mm,
in over the years, we became friends, and in so doing, I am more comfortable working with him as compared to the first time that we've met.
mm,
A little background of the client. No, he knows what he wants, but going there is so complex. Like
mm,
for example, he is into business and into dormitory businesses. No, so basically he knows what he wants in a dormitory, but arriving at a solution instead of coming from traveling from A to B,
mm.
we we travel from A and everywhere before arriving at B. So that makes the in dealing with clients, there are clients that are straightforward, there are clients that are confused, there are clients that can't decide on certain things. So you must be prepared to be as the torch to give them light to do advising and give them all the cards that may happen because of this and that. So pretty varied for each client actually.
Okay. Wow. I like that nag-coffee meetings lang mo. So the relationship ba is just there. Uh,
And if I may add, yeah, so um since 2016 we had I have been working with him with, let me count, one, four projects basically. I've been working with four projects. The fifth one will be the expansion of Balaico near CIT. So over the years, we have become more open, and that conflicts we can resolve easily because there are no holding backs already. So I can tell him if I'm disappointed. He can tell me also if he doesn't like my work, and with no heartache, just
oh,
and open mind business dealing.
wow, okay. Mura ganahan ko ana nga client, sir. I kana. So it means that this client is I'm not say easy to work, but rather there's it it somehow helped ba compared to the client nga still not not sure about what he wants. Yeah.
Uh,
Ka- yeah, because like what you said, you even if you did go from A to Z, you were you were getting through challenges, but despite those challenges, nakuan ra nastoryaan ra ninyo, sir. Okay.
exactly. So no, the good thing is you're able to talk freely because your comfort zones are established, and you're not afraid anymore to deal with kanang issues without being personal.
Okay. That's nice. That's good to know. Okay. So with that, sir, may I ask what type of agreements ba or contracts that you have to do first? Like with the standards, di ba? With our viewers here, young architects, they know you should start with the service proposal, something like that, service agreement. So, what type of agreement did you do, ba, sir?
Okay, as a firm or as a practitioner, I don't brand myself as contractor. Basically,
Mm-mm.
I am more of design and project management. So basically two phases. So when I meet a client, I would like to establish my services first by outlining, the scope of what I can do for him. Um, through the design process, beginning with um, feasibility study, okay,
Mm,
if needed.
okay.
But for the first engagement, It's more of the the design services already, because he has already what uh, he knows from his mind what to do for a certain project. So in the first meeting, I'll try to establish first the coverage of my scope and outline the cost for him to know in advance if it is manageable by his uh, financial capacity.
Mm-mm.
And um, I have a setup which is quite different from what we have learned in school in project management. In uh, when we are students, we are trained to get familiar with the basic fee of the architects, right?
Yes.
Um, there are some reasons that I don't follow that exactly. Let's reference. For instance, I value my PF now through square meters instead of percentage. So
Okay.
you may ask follow-up questions thereafter,
Okay.
why I do that. And also, I don't work with studies or schematics without accepting the agreement first. So therefore, part of the PF stipulation is an acceptance fee, which is not also found in the book. Others actually calling it, sorry. Uh,
Yes, it's okay.
Others are calling it down payment. I call it acceptance fee. Um, so which clearly outlines that we have to have a mutual agreement first to proceed with the project. This is to establish certainty, in both parties, that we are into uh, of a mutual mind to go for the project. And this acceptance fee is, by the way, not refundable if in case the client doesn't want to continue with the project, but deductible to the total PF cost. So that's how I start.
Okay. So you have some modifications, sir, no? With I think
Yeah, exactly.
okay. Okay, with what is taught in school, I think that's just the main guidelines, di ba, sir? I mean, it's understandable man na you are modifying it depende with how I mean what works best between you and the client. So, I think there's nothing wrong with that man siguro, di ba, sir, to
Well,
modify things.
exactly. All of us, are coming from that guide. Okay,
Yes.
basically that's where the reference that we learn from.
Mm,
But demographically, when you do practice in the real field, uh, some situations change. So
true.
you have to it's in your end, to make
Mm,
uh, legally acceptable modifications that still fair for both parties.
right. So as long as it's still legal, it's still ethical, fair. I think
Yeah.
it's okay. Okay, that's interesting, sir. So with the you have mentioned also about the finances, right, sir? So
Mhm.
yeah, can you share also how does this project how is the finances for this project to push through?
Okay. Budget wise, so this project, Balaico in particular, was both funded by the cash flow of the client plus the augmentation of a bank loan. So two sources of funding. Funny thing is, when we started the the planning of the costing, we don't think of having the bank to support the project. So along the way, um, after the contractor, by the way, there's a contractor for this one. So the relationship during the implementation is a contractor firm. a contracting firm, a project management, which me as the architect managing the project and the owner.
Okay.
So upon a series of bidding that we have conducted, uh, which is part of the architect's rule, basically, uh, kanang bid let outs, no, and bidding invitations. So if I can remember it right, we got four contractors on a bid, on a close
Mm,
bidding, and then after so much deliberation with the client, um, he decided to have a support of a bank loan. So we submitted documents for bank approval.
mm,
So apart from the usual requirement by OBO or Office of the Building Official, so the bank is for uh, ensuring that there's continuous flow of finance in case the owner's cash flow is endangered or becomes small already.
mm,
And what we have submitted are a set of building documents, specifications, and BOQ. And one example, one important thing to consider when you're working with the bank is know the outline of the stage by stage uh, approval inclusions as when it comes to scope of work. So you need to align your scope of work to the amount and the scope of works that is being approved for every bank loan release. Typically, per my experience, there are 3 to 4 bank releases, and they don't release immediately on the first instance. So you have to spend 30%. They have to see a 30% development first, using your own money before they actually approve your loan. And in each level of approval, there are specific scopes that they will review. So alignment of your scope in the construction is important to the scope of the bank as well. Okay, you may be spending a portion of the construction that is not part yet of the requirement of that certain mode of release. So you'll be spending money in advance, and then it's quite a cost already.
mm. Okay. So that's really good to know, sir, that detail. Because I think most, especially young architects who are still new to the practice, they might not know how those things work, ba? Especially the financial side. So thank you for that information, sir. So does it really help, sir, na we architects should also be well informed about the sources of funding for a project? Does it help ba na kana how does the sa bank, how would it work? Sa what are other financing institutions ba? Does it help with an architect nga kabalo siya ana, sir? Or aware
Um,
siya ana?
yeah, exactly, because the project management requires a lot of cash flows, and if you don't know the cash flows of the client and you'll just wait and see what happens in the site, then there would be costly delays. For one, workers are reporting site daily, even without the materials, without the proper instructions on site, you are still uh, spending salary for them. So it has
Mm,
to be the alignment in the context of programming or management should be aligned in all aspects, most importantly in the financial side.
okay. So I just remember that saying manggod nga some people would joke about form follows budget na with that with this one. So I think that makes sense in with what you have shared, sir, because that's one of the reasons. Okay.
Yeah, exactly. So what we have seen in some SOC meds, actually, an
Mm-hmm.
architect posting a beautiful form or perspective, and then because of budget, it has changed drastically in the realistic completion. So
Mm-hmm.
sad but true. Sometimes it happens.
Okay. So at least we know we have learned now what are ways. So it's not about um is it feasible kung naabay budget or wala, but at least we know how to find ways ba or
Yeah,
our
but if I may add lang one thing, I have
okay.
that inexperience exactly. So the budget along the way has depleted, and then the client uh, actually told me to change lang the material, um, which compromises the intent of the architecture. If it will happen, so what I
Mm,
did is just to stop uh, temporarily the project and then get it back to the construction mode once the budget is there, instead of sacrificing some of the important features that would compromise
mm,
the look. No, what's the point of hiring an architect if you conceive something to get the form, the aesthetic, and the function, di ba? Mo man ay
mm,
core element of architecture, Vinostas, Fermitas, and Utilitas. So
yes.
if one is compromised, then why hire an architect? So, well, it's not a guarantee that they will listen, but at least you have told them that if you can wait, just save more money first, and then we'll go back to the construction mode once you have enough money, that rather than sacrificing all these elements altogether.
Oh, okay. So that's one way. Yeah, that's interesting also nga point of view. So you have that option. You don't have to like hawa na ka sa project or stop the project. So at least yeah, you can pause it the eye. You have the option to pause it.
Yeah, but it doesn't guarantee that they will agree, huh? So sometimes
Okay.
they won't agree, but at least you have
Mm,
told them so that there will be no firing back at you, no. Kay
okay.
kuan man good, we are not just mere architects na looking at the present. We should look the effects once the project is completed.
Okay. That's really insightful, sir. Okay. So how about with when it comes to this time about sa legality, sir, with the permits? Because this is something most homeowners, property owners, they think it's a hassle to process permits. So how was it in this case?
Actually, processing building permits nowadays has more concrete systems, like they instruct you to submit first soft copies to a certain website, example for Obo, but not all LGUs. So
Okay.
this one, Balayco is in Cebu City, so they're quite have an efficient system already for doing that. And then once your soft copies are reviewed, you'll be called upon to proceed submitting the hard copy. So the delays may happen during the follow-ups, like um, the signatories are there, not there, or some staffing knowledge, like mga bago pa or mga GOs on assigned. Um, they have no clear directives to instruct a processor. Like in my case, I do personal process. Sometimes my OGTs will do that for me. So
Mm,
there's always back and forth visiting in the office until it's approved. And for this one, it took us 1 year and a half
mm,
uh, because one of the reason is, diba, this was conceived 20, the project was conceived 2016, and then the complete documents was finished 2018. We attempted to
mm,
file permits 2019, and then pandemic hit. So we've been stalled for another 2 years until we get back after the pandemic problem has solved. So yeah, so some of the problems are on the processing flow, not system cost, but human cost. Sometimes the deficiency coming from the architect's firm na yung mga kulang, sometimes from the staffing of OBO na magbalik-balik ang deficiency maski resolve na. So you have to
Mm.
really be proactive in the processing maski moingon ka kapoy kay yeah, trust the process can sometimes be kapoy. but but you have to deal with it. And thankfully in 2023
Mm.
we made our groundwork activities
Mm.
after that. And
Okay.
by the way, if I may add, last 20 in Cebu City in particular, last 2023, I think there was an additional renewal of certain permits that is being added. Like for example, you have been issued a certificate of occupancy. A year after that,
Mm.
you have to renew your uh, two things ang imong i-renew, like permit PTO or permit to operate, and the issuance of certificate of annual inspection. So which then again becomes a headache of many business establishment. Okay, this was not been the case before 2023. So
Mm.
basically implemented ni siya sa Cebu City like around uh, 3 years ago.
Mm. Oh, okay. So we should also be aware na the LGU might have some updates, some changes with the processor, no? Like what you have said nga. Kana na
Yeah,
nila
yeah,
additional.
exactly. Yeah. And
Mm.
sometimes we may think nga added cost naman sa niya eh, but then the very wisdom of I think no, the very wisdom of Obo on doing this one is apart from kana bang added tax is basically to monitor annually if there are added renovations in the building since it has been started and applied with certificate of occupancy kay because there are alterations that may not be applied with permits. Once they will spot that, it will become a deficiency during that renewal, and you have to make documentation to comply and ask for certification for all professionals involved, like architects, civil engineers, mechanical, and other utility engineers for that matter.
Mm. Okay. So pero it does it serve the purpose, sir, given that na as you have mentioned na sila naman sad sila reasons. Kay to simplify, permits they help man with the safety of the building. The aside from
Exactly.
oo.
Exactly. To the technical end, no, of
Mm.
course, it's really policing the professional. No, no, the building if they are still adhering to the standards of the ordinance, the National Building Code, and
Mm.
if some of the sections, no, during the development does not comply, so all they have to do is to comply. But on the business owners end, laban sa kay bayad naman sa kagkwarta.
Right. Siguro
And
yes.
yeah, exactly.
Okay. I mean, yeah, that's I think that's another topic to unfold, my God. Because like what you said, sir. Pero sa next na lang na siya, mga viewers, okay? Pero at least we get to understand. So that is part of the process and naman sa siya purpose. Okay. So now, let's proceed with some details of the project, sir. So as with our property owners, I hope that you will see here and you will learn something with how the architect really played a big role in making this happen. So this time, sir, we'd like to know more details when it comes to from the pre-design, regular design, and then the construction process that have gone through with Balayko.
Sige, okay. Okay, let's start with the pre-design process. So this project has have done voluminous revisions from the plan
Mm,
palangdaan. So I think it took us 6 months to agree on a plan.
wow.
So it took us a lot of coffee talks.
Mm.
Sometimes chill, sometimes stressful.
Okay.
So, but collectively, it has been a wisdom enriching journey between the client and me myself as a professional, because I get to learn the how a dormitory. Yeah, remember, this is my first dormitory project. I have
Yeah.
a project anyway, a hotel in Dumaguete, but designing a budget space rooms are quite challenging and different from a hotel. So
Mm,
so we made a lot of back and forth discussions with space planning.
okay.
One consideration that took seriously is the number of rooms that we can accommodate to maximize rental revenue. So that's the
Oh.
one. So initially, as an architect, I have to follow the uh, say the anthropometric requirement that is standard with a human body.
Mm,
That's one. So resulting into quite bigger space. Then I found out that the market demands uh, calls for more rooms to maximize, to align with the rental revenue expected. So we are actually counting how many rooms will be put in a floor times how many floor,
mm,
and then subjected it to rental in each per month, and that entry are from the client, not mine. Although I have an idea, but those entries are from the client. This is one thing that he is really clear of,
mm,
no, which I'm glad that on the first inning of the design process, kanina ang mind setting, no, kay
mm.
negosyante biya ang tag-iya,
Okay.
no. So eventually, and then from the space planning, we talk about the form. So a lot of styles have been discussed. There was straight modern. If you look at the perspective, basically this is an high resolution render. So I am expecting that this is the form already, since this is what we have agreed.
Mm,
And only to know nga, the kids, meaning his children, has their own kanang idea of how the building should look like, including the wife. So I have to
mm,
make manipulations. No, if you look at the bottom part,
mm,
it's quite contemporary with hip roof and uh, flavoring it with a little Filipino context.
mm,
And only to learn again that they preferred more in a New York style living apartment on streets.
mm,
So so we have come up with this one. The what is being constructed now, with tall fixed glass windows that looks like a door peeping on a balcony, and uh, flanked by a a superimposed focal point at the middle, or at the facade. So you see, as much as you dictate the tempo of how you control the architecture, it's really fictional if
mm,
you insist on that, because client, as the owner of the project, really can gets the decision at the end of the day. All you have to do is to convince them about your architecture, and if they believe what you have believed in also, and perhaps a a blessed shot that you will meet halfway. So this
Okay.
is what happens during the pre-design stage. And
Okay.
what's the next stage? Can you show me the next
Yes.
stage?
The
Ah, the
regular,
regular.
yes, regular.
Yeah. Okay. And I thought that in the regular design process, I go straight forward.
Mm-hmm.
It did not happen. So I
Oh.
presented all no, the the formal design presentation, which was agreed by everyone,
Mm-hmm.
and then I consulted my other consultants, professional consultants, doing the structural, the utilities, the electronics, and all. Um, Only to learn that in that stage, they still want to revise a lot of things. So, what would be your option on that? Actually, this is a subjective anymore.
Mm-hmm.
There are designers that sticks to the the agreement. No, there are architects that would consider a particular revision limit, like ang uban maingon man tulo ka limit pag mapirmahan na
Mm-hmm.
na additional cost.
Right.
I deal with it with uh, a different approach. So I try to give them freedom, uh, to some extent, to express their mind of of what they need and what they want sometimes. So uh, yeah, during the regular design stage, it's not straightforward still. But again, I would like to give emphasis that it's subjective per architect. And then construction phase came in.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought I am free of revisions. Worst thing is we keep on revising during the construction stage. And the problem with this is we have already a fixed contract by a separate contractor. So the next headache that I would deal is to be the moderator as a project manager with the contractor and the client how to deal with change orders. We call the revisions in practice as change orders. Change orders should be treated with uh, proper documentation, preferably because it entails money. So that any claims thereafter that you will be making in favor of the contractor paid by the client shall be tracked properly. Diha na lang na magdaog sa bayran ba na diya or dili based on what is covered in the contract. So the headache continues. It's kind of a bittersweet journey. Okay, sometimes your patience explode, and we humans no deal with kind of patients differently man.
Mm-hmm.
Ako dili man ko makit-an on site na masuko. I have to crawl in the people's nerves sometimes just to drive home my point, but not in an angry manner. So the different akong approach ana, dili in public, like every section of the team, I'll talk them privately. Sila ra, inana ang approach para we respect sad kuan ba, the human ego.
Oh.
So yeah, so changes happen even in the construction services stage. And um, project post construction manager on this. So, but they call me um, from time to time uh, in the occurrence of some post construction issues. So
Mm-hmm.
this is where I call uh, aftercare in a construction. By the way, they don't have a PMO, project management officer, in the building. You might,
Mm,
it's quite ironic ba nga, it's a mid-rise already, wala
mm.
sila ana. So they are actually hiring, not formally hiring me, but I became a PMO on call. Of
Oh.
course, for per visit fee, separate
Mm.
fee na siya. And that is the aftercare professional service that I do uh, offer as well.
Oh, okay. Wow. So you have gone through a lot, Jude sir, no, with that. So I hope our viewers see that with the process that you have to get through and the different roles that you have to do, sir, ba, as an architect. So that's way beyond the Jude with the renderings that we have. In real life, we play a big role, Jude, in between.
Exactly, for the student viewers now.
Mm-mm.
So take it or leave it. You're complaining as a student for so many tasks, deadlines, the change of situations,
Right,
and you might get angry. Um, why you are why you are assigned with a lot of multitasking.
right.
Basically, architects, as a leader in a construction, you do multitasking. So that's your training actually.
Right. True. So those things that we are doing sa school, still we can still experience something like that, manggod, in real life. So it does make sense na kana if we can't do it sa school, then how much more in real life, diba, sir? Okay.
Yeah.
So thank you for that, Architect Montebon. So as you can see, our dear viewers, so this is the actual project. It's this is the final one, sir, no? Nga, I mean, not really final because it has been revised many times, like
Yeah,
what you've said.
yeah,
Yeah.
if you look at the SketchUp model and the rendered and the actual, uh,
Mm,
yeah, so the big one in the rendering is the final form.
okay. So the ones na, although ang sa facade, kanidjong sa modern New York-ish style ang
Yeah,
na-follow. Pero uh,
exactly.
with the interior, there are changes, and ano, sir, no? Adjustments, even the...
Yeah, but
Mm,
few only, because our interior are practical living interior, so straightforward lang siya.
mm,
Because of its dormitory function. No flashy interior, no so much details, just presentable.
okay. Okay. Thank you for that, sir. Now, with this, I hope our viewers have taken the lessons nga ni share ni sir. Even I have learned something new. So here with Balayko, you have mentioned, sir, na it's like a brand ni siya nga as a dormitory. So this might not be the only type of dormitory na the owner will build. So can you share unsa ka ang next with this type of project nimo, sir?
Yeah, maybe because the relationship between the client and me has been built beyond professional bounds. Like, we became business friends,
Mm,
so the confidence is there. Although we feel some irritation sometimes, it happens, man.
yes.
So he since the trajectory of the client in when it comes to dormitory are really school zones.
Mm,
That's the target. So he was asking me, since I'm working here in CIT, how's the demographic student wise in CIT. So with that, he found some interesting figures that I've shared with him in terms of numbers. So he started to ask me if there are open lots nearby. So I
mm,
start searching. We did found one near Landmasters in saan na diya dapit ay Katipunan, but legally it's not uh, kind of safe. So we found another until we found I found a lot, or they found a lot at the back gate of CIT.
Mm.
So from there, I just notified them and then hands off nako. Only to learn that a year after, they were able to acquire the lot.
Mm. Okay.
So that started a new potential form to market uh, kanang opportunity.
Mm.
And now we are uh, programming it to start this year. Actually, the plan was this time around, it's quite easy already because we have now the model, which is
Mm.
Balay or Helio. So um, the architectural process, although there are some changes, the communication and the language delivery is much more clear and distinct as compared to the first one. I think the reason is obvious, right?
Mm.
So we just want to replicate what's already being constructed in a different avenue. Is it straightforward? Of course not. This time around, it's a twin tower. It's a twin
Oh.
tower. Also targeted for a 7 story, and um, it's quite it is in the inner lot. So the difficulty is the access. So then the rest is um, manageable already. So this picture shown here is actually, this was the other day. I'm checking in the site. That wall there, the firewall, is actually the firewall of the elementary department of CIT. Purposely, I came there to validate in preparation for the soil testing. As we speak now, the soil testing company is there already, and after this forum, I'll be going there as well. So currently, we are in the permitting process. Um, uh, After that, okay, permitting process, and parallel with that is also the bank loan process. Still, this will be funded by a bank, and expectedly before the year ends, we will start our groundworks.
Okay. Nice. So, naada na siya, sir. Di lang one tower na, two towers na siya. Wow. So, it means,
Oh, nanganak na.
yeah, it means your project is really doing well. That's a good sign ba? When, yeah, in
Okay,
the,
you know what? Added input lang.
mm,
You know what's kana bitang insani heartwarming is, you have few clients, you have few projects, but most of your projects are repeat projects. So it validates your being trusted. Your
mm,
project is successful the first time. So um yeah, 'di ba na ay mga times na ang ending sa project mag-away mo sa client. So di na siya mausab. Wala
yeah,
di nakakuha og balik. Pero ang gratifying, the most gratifying one is when they're satisfied, they will call you again for another project.
nice. Right. So I hope that our young architects or students will also see that aspect. So ikuan jud i-value jud ang relationship sa client, sir, no? Of course, why not? Kana. Okay. So thank you for that. Now just to we only have a few time left. Sorry, sir. Pero wow, daghan jud kay kag na input, sir, na
Last
insightful.
question naman ka to. Di na lang ta mag-extension eh.
Ay, di,
Show
okay.
na lang ng slides.
Oh, yeah, yeah, of course. Ako ra is to go sa ato ang third nga question. So we're able to walk through naman with the stories. So this is how sa groundbreaking, sir, no, ninyo
Yeah,
is siya.
yes.
Okay. Wow. So just to uh, wrap up, sir, what advice ba can you give to our property owners and sa atong fellow architects pod in relation with kana mga human attributes, human skills nga as an architect
Well, honestly, I
na
don't know if
important?
I'm it. I would be good to advise no on these things. They are there are really a lot of varying situations.
Mm,
So siguro the most potent thing that I could advise professionally is be proactive, no, have interest in
mm,
what you're doing, not only as an architect or whatever work that you have, and then having that kind of mindset. Whenever problem surfaces, you'll be able to face them. Naaman jud na. And then again, know what you're doing. That's most important because if from the start, if you are in quandary of the things that you want to do
mm,
for a project, and that is quite a disadvantage not only on your part but on the client as well. Remember, projects as this requires a lot of budgeting, involves a lot of money, and you must be ready for the responsibility that you will be accepting. No, and if you're not ready, and here's a thing. Someone asked me. Actually, it was a new architect. Sir, I have a project, but I don't have experience, and I don't want to just put this on the shelf. Kay sayang. So what
mm,
would I do? So my advice for that architect is to collaborate with somebody that is inexperienced for the first time. Eventually, you will gain knowledge from that collaboration. The next time around, you will have the project. You can do it by your own. Na. So don't be too selfish nga imo pugson maski wala pa ka experience or don't be too kuan ba kana bitaw too lazy nga you are not accepting the challenge. Yes, you
mm,
don't have knowledge on some projects na bago mo for, but sure you will learn by collaborating. And who knows, you will build friendships pod with the other professionals and that will advance your wisdom. On the property owner's side, since they're the ones budgeting, of course, before in this case in Balayco, the good thing with this is the owners are already businessman that knows his target business opportunity. So di na kay kulisod. But there are clients nga um, who want to engage in a project for a business purpose and yet they don't know the target market. So this is where the data gathering or feasibility study of an architect or an alternate expert would come in so that the decision making will be uh, results based. So again, going back to the importance of a guided decision through research. So student viewers with us now needs also to value mao nang pabuhaton gid mo mga research conduct in your educational journey in architecture program because you will do the same when you practice, but this kind of services can be seasonal or optional based on, of course, if you are known to do uh, good research works or data gathering works as feasibility study, you will be referred man sad by some nga nakaila na nimo. So yeah, so you have to build up certain aspects of service that are not typical of their professional practice. Uh, I even got a chance to have a wedding event, architectural planning. Wala na ako ma-include dere. This was done in Taps of Cebu. That's
oh,
really a grand wedding. Uh, o- Once in a lifetime ra gid to kay sila ra gialaw nga maginato for that kato bitong garden. So that
Ah,
was really a life changing experience as far as architectural practice is concerned. Who would think that an architect would be part of a wedding event? So sometimes it happens.
yes. Wow. Okay, okay. Bitaw, thank you kaayo, sir. That's really valuable. Kani be proactive, know what you are doing, collaborate especially sa mga young, inexperienced mga architects. Research, responsibilities. Yes, so dako jud og responsibility ang imuhang i-handle as an architect. Okay. And for clients, yes, please be kana same, be proactive. So you could consult professionals, consult experts if dili pa sure unsa imong ganahan ipa-design, gather data. That does help para effective ang paghimo sa project together with an architect. Okay. So thank you so much, sir. Napakay ikuan. Last na lang jud. When it comes sa AI,
Hmm.
unsa lay mas say nimo sa kani kay mo gamay ra tong AI kay humans man atong highlight. So kani ko ra yeah, pahabol na lang about sa AI
Sige.
revolution karon.
Okay. Okay. When it comes to AI, funny thing is, I'm an old scholar by practice, good. And then
Mm-mm.
when AI started to surface dominantly in the field,
Mm.
I am in denial,
Oh, okay.
really,
Okay.
uh, because yeah, maybe because of my training, no. Then I
Mm.
realized that I have no choice already. I have to face the reality that AI will be part of our existence professionally in the
Mm.
future. So,
Mm.
and then with this eliminating the doubts, no, I learned some new interesting avenues of presenting, of course through my OGTs first, and then I became conversant, although I'm not really proficient 100% on the application, but I can do understand how it works, no, in the
Okay.
construction. So I'm using it right now with diligence, no, because what's
Diligence.
dangerous about AI, we become so comfortable with the easy access and easy resolution that we might think that what we thought of as authentic to you
Mm.
is also authentic in public, and you must be careful, no, to draw border between the line, the the respect of creativity. And
Mm.
uh, yes, I alternately using interface presentation using AI, but uh, um, not forgetting the fundamental creative design aspect and respect of creativity as well. Now, there are so many avenues that we can optimize the the softwares and the AI, from design, estimates, modeling, even post-construction assessment. Gamit man
Mm.
siya. So, maybe in that aspect, di ako nag-anchor, no, more on the availability of technology for assessing, reassessing, but on the creative part, I am still true with human creation as the most potent way of serving community in terms of design.
Okay. Thank you for that, sir. Yes, creativity. Yeah, that's one of the most human we can do as kana creators. We natural creativity like uh, even I think lahi ra jud ang natural nga creative process as well. So with the other stuff siguro nga may take time, may take some complexity nga kana research and so on, construction assessment, siguro yes, we can use it as a tool. Okay. Thank you for that, sir. Wow, grabe jud, daghan kog na learn, sir, and I hope also our viewers, property owners, students, young architects, I hope you learned something today and may you see the value of us humans ba na we are there is more than just these tools that is all over us karon. So we will stay irreplaceable because kana with the experience nga gi-share ni sir sa iyang story pa lang daan, I think that is difficult to be replaced, di ba sir? Okay, so that's it. Thank you so much, sir. If basin na kay ma-recommend na next speaker or topic suggestions, or if people nga who wants to volunteer with us, assist us, open as admiana. So, kanilang, I hope we can invite you again, Baron, if you are interested with another topic to share. Please feel free, Rajud, to kana sir, be open with the opportunities to work with us also. Okay, sir?
Sure.
Well,
Thank you so much for having me here as well. And I hope that I have placed um, important insights with the professional practice, especially that this forum is global mandia in reach. So that's it. And yeah, thank you so much for today.
yes. Thank you so much, sir, for the gift of appreciation. I will give this personally, sir, kay this is our way of kana gratitude, deep gratitude jud sa amo. So, kanilang sir, hopefully message lang ko nimo sir about this. Kaya this is the least that we
Okay.
can do to also
Okay.
kana. And
No
that's
worries.
it. Magpicture lang ta sir ha just to end our program. So, yana lang. I'll just take a screenshot for our picture. Okay lang, sir, ha? Okay. One, two, smile. Again, again. And last na lang, Jude, sir. Sa to akong cam. Last na lang. Okay, one, two, smile. Okay, that's it. Thank you so much,
Okay.
sir. Architect
Thank you,
Montebon,
everyone.
everyone. Thank you. Bye,
Thank
sir.
you.
Have
Have
a
a good
great
day.
day. Ay, salamat. Na-stream na siya. Ma-stop na ba na ako on stream there?